Feel blessed. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Good morning. Sounds of life. It's a really interesting thing when you begin to understand the fact that life is sound. And if the brain even hears a certain frequency, it causes the mind to automatically shift into another reality. Life is sound. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? In a moment where a mother tells her child, I love you, do you not hear the angel singing, embracing that moment, saying it's so beautiful? Sounds of life. Sounds of life. It's only when you are willing to succumb to the fact that we are energy. We are energy. And with that energy, our body emits a sound, be it happy or sad, it's still a sound. It's like when you're in a situation and you actually feel yourself growing, the sound of you shifting to becoming something different than you once were. There's a sound. The way you begin to walk changes, the way you begin to carry yourself changes, the way people hear your voice changes. I've always been a firm believer that frequency is the key to a lot of things in life. What does it sound like when you are truly happy? What does it sound like when you are truly sad? The answer to that question is very important, because if you don't know the answer to either or, then you could be dancing to the beat of either or, and sometimes if it's a bad thing, it's not always a good thing if you're dancing to the wrong beat. So what do you hear? Do you hear the sounds of life? No different than a cricket. No different than a cricket making noise at night. It's quite the same thing. Do you take time to be still enough to hear the sounds of the moment within the moments? Not just seeing a moment for what it is, not just seeing a fire for what it is, and the light that it gives off, but do you hear the sound that it makes as it's burning and giving itself away to the world? Do you hear the sounds? The crackling of the wood? Do you hear the sounds? Do you hear it? Are you still enough to even hear it? Because see, in order to hear the sounds of life, you must be willing to be still. Just be quiet and let life speak to you. Because sometimes the best things for us to do are only given to us by mere whispers. It's not till we take time to listen to those whispers that we begin to have those whispers be now more than just a whisper, and they're actually talking. You can hear clearly. And then all of a sudden, the more you give into that moment of just feeling that, the sound of that, you shift to something even deeper. The sounds of life. Are you still enough to take time to listen to just you? When's the last time you took a moment to shut the rest of the world out and just simply listen for the sounds of the truth of who you are? When's the last time you've done that? Are you even willing to give yourself that much time? Because most don't want to spend time with self because it's something that we are not taught to do. It's something that we are we are conditioned to run from. Simply saying that you're being selfish because you're taking time for you and not anyone else. But the truth of the matter is, if you can't be comfortable in yourself, how can you possibly be comfortable with anyone else? If you don't know who you are, how can you teach the rest of the world to treat you as you are? The sounds of life makes a difference. You just listen. Hearing the sounds of the night, no different than hearing the sounds of the day. It's just amazing when you just sit still and spend time doing things that you truly love, no matter what they may be. No matter how many people understand why you do what you do, it doesn't even matter. It's not about that. Because the more comfortable you are with yourself, the more time you take for yourself to just do things that you truly love doing. When you actually go out of your way to do something with someone else, you don't feel like you're cheating yourself anymore. Because you've taken time for you, so now it's time to give back. And that's the most important thing, to always give back once you've taken time for yourself. Spend that same amount of time giving back to someone else. And that completes the cycle of the way that things flow. The sound of energy flows in a circle. And it just keeps replaying the same notes until you take time to hear them for what they are. Then once you finally get to a point to where you actually are still enough to listen, I can say for a fact that's when life becomes beautiful. Because you're no longer a part of the program that is given to most. Nope, you are the glitch in the matrix, and you now hear the sounds of life for what they truly are. It's a beautiful thing. And you simply take time to listen to life. The sound of life. Just be still. Be still and listen. Allow life to make a sound so you know which direction to go. But are you still enough to truly hear the sounds of life? Are you willing to go beyond the normality that most are given and see there's more to life? Understanding the fact that we all have a higher self. That's only by recognizing that we have that to begin with can that begin to grow. I'm just saying. Even growing has a sound, no different than the growing of a fire, as it starts off with a mere spark and now it's a roaring blaze. The sounds that it emits are much different than when it started. So the more you take time to understand who you are, your true capabilities, the more vibration and sound you will create. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen to the sounds of life. You can never go wrong. Just try it. Be still. Be still, my child, until you truly find your you. And once you do that, and once you do that, never, please, never go back. Feel blessed. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Good morning. I love the sound of that. Good morning. It's a blessing when your feet hit the floor. Anything else? It's just a bonus. Mm, 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 mm. Good morning to you all.